How's it going, everyone? Historically speaking, whenever we are coming off of Black Friday and you're heading into the end of November, early December becomes a bit of a quiet period for game releases, but man, that is not the case at all for new PS4 and PS5 games. This week especially, there's a ton of notable stuff coming out, some big titles, new IPs. You've got a free-to-play game that's of a big IP, a PC title that's making the transition to PlayStation 4 and 5. A lot to go over, so let's get right into it, and let's start things off with quite possibly the biggest game of the week. I think that's fair to say, and that is the Callisto Protocol, obviously coming from Glenn Schofield and the new studio in Striking Distance Studios. While it is a studio that is composed of veteran developers that have worked on some major titles. Schofield, obviously, having worked on the original Dead Space game set on Jupiter's moon Callisto in the year 2320. The Callisto Protocol is a next-generation take on survival horror. The game challenges players to escape the maximum security Black Iron prison and uncover its terrifying secrets. A blend of horror, action, and immersive storytelling. The game aims to set a new bar for horror and interactive entertainment. Now, it is a next-generation title, or at least it's being promoted as a next-generation survival horror game. It is a cross-gen game. It'll be on both PS4 and PS5, but so far, what we have seen out of the game, it looks absolutely gruesome. At the same time, I feel like this game is setting a really nice tone and atmosphere, and I feel like for horror titles, even though that this is an action horror game, atmosphere is sometimes one of the best elements of horror games. And based on what we've seen thus far out of the Callisto Protocol, I feel like they're really nailing that. You know, $60 to $70 for a primarily single-player game. Sometimes that is a little bit of a hard sell. I know a lot of people are of the wait for a sale mindset when it comes to this, you know, because it's not going to be a super lengthy game. It's not like this is a big RPG or anything like that, but I think if you're a fan of action horror titles, this is one that should absolutely be on your radar. Again, coming to PS4, PS5, Friday, December the 2nd. Alright, next up, free-to-play game Gundam Evolution will be hitting a PS4 and PS5 on November the 30th. Now, I played quite a bit of this on PC, and while it's had a pretty mixed reception, the amount I played of it, I did enjoy. It is very much a hero shooter, so you have some pretty iconic Gundam that are available in the game. And I grew up watching the Gundam anime. Like, Gundam Wing was one of the very first anime I had ever watched, but, you know, obviously from that standpoint, it's going to be something that is a little bit more alluring to me as a big Gundam fan. The gameplay is pretty interesting. You have some superpower abilities and whatnot, fast-paced action shooter here as well. But it'll be nice to have it available on PS4 and PS5. I think this is going to have an audience that's going to expand on there, and I think it's going to do fairly well. From a free-to-play standpoint, like, I wouldn't expect this to become the biggest and most popular free-to-play game on the market, but if you're a fan of Gundam, if you're a fan of mecha, like, mecha is something that I think we could use more video games of. What I would like is, you know, third-person narrative-driven action titles of a mecha, but, you know, this will have to do for now. An online free-to-play FPS Gundam Evolution will be hitting PS4 and PS5 come November 30th. Next up, kind of creeped up on me on the release of this, but Need for Speed Unbound will be dropping this week come December the 2nd. This is the latest Need for Speed title, and I know from a visual standpoint, it's something that's a little bit off the wall and definitely different from your typical Need for Speed title. Race to the top, definitely don't flop, outsmart the cops, and enter weekly qualifiers for the Grand, the ultimate street race. Pack your garage with precision-tuned custom rides and light up the streets with your style. Now, this is a next-generation exclusive title, so it'll be on PS5, Series X, and PC. You do have a $70 price tag attached to that as well. I think you guys can expect that becoming a pretty regular thing when it comes to EA next-gen titles. The world is your canvas. Graffiti comes to life in Need for Speed Unbound with an all-new unique visual style that blends elements of the freshest street art with the most realistic-looking cars in Need for Speed history. Access a brand new toolkit of high-energy visual and sound effects to express your driving skills, including Burst of Nitrous, a new boost tactic that delivers a dizzying rush of speed. Start at the bottom, and you're going to have to race to the top. To get to the top, you got to take risks, choose how and when to put it all on the line, pulling huge drifts on the street, outdriving cops, or placing side bets with your own earnings against rival racers. And run these streets, the more you race, the more you build heat. Express yourself with full capabilities, pull up to a meetup, and show off your unique style with hundreds of cosmetic items to choose from as well. Need for Speed Unbound is the latest game in the long-running franchise, and it will be coming to PS5 on December 2nd. Next up, here's another release that totally creeped up on me, and that is Marvel's Midnight Suns. Now, this game will ultimately be a cross-generation title. It'll be on PS4, it'll be on PS5. At this point, we don't have an official release date for the PS4 version. The PS5 version, however, will be coming on December the 2nd. Now, if you're not familiar with Midnight Suns, it is a game being done by Firaxis, a studio that you should think pretty highly of, given that they did the excellent XCOM games and now they're helming a Marvel title that is still that tactics title that they are known for. Fight and strategize like a superhero in the darker corners of the Marvel universe. Play as the Hunter, a legendary demon slayer who must lead a team of superheroes and supernatural warriors facing apocalyptic threats. I'm not a big Marvel guy. I know from just a standpoint of, oh, notable characters, Marvel, it's already gonna have a little bit of buzz. I know the idea of it being a tactics title might not be exactly what every Marvel fan is looking for, but it's something pretty interesting, and given that the studio at the helm of it is Firaxis, I have a lot of faith that this is gonna turn out pretty well. And if you look at some of the previews, it seems like people are thinking pretty strongly about it. So we'll see how this one turns out. Marvel's Midnight Suns will be dropping on December the 2nd, and it will be available on PS5 right out the gate, and then PS4 version sometime to come thereafter. Next up, we have Soccer Story. Lower key release here, but the game notes the world might as well be over. Soccer Inc. has closed down every local stadium, team, and tournament. What kind of world can survive without the beautiful game? Thankfully, a magical soccer ball has chosen you, our savior of soccer. So yes, this is a throwback old school RPG title set in the world of soccer. Drop your soccer ball and play anywhere. The world is full of goals, puzzles, and secrets. It's up to you to find them all. Play a single-player story full of quirky characters, quests, rogue refs, and wacky soccer-adjacent sports. Build your soccer career and do battle against the fiercest soccer teams like literal sharks, toddlers, old age pensioners, and yes, even ninjas. Save soccer and restore peace and harmony to the world, and grab a friend for a 4-player local multiplayer mode with a full roster of teams and animated captains. Soccer Story will be dropping on November 29th. Next up, we have a Sword of the Vagrant, which on PC is known as the Vagrant. Now, if you look at this game from a visual standpoint, it is immediately going to remind you of something akin to a Vanillaware game. I definitely get that visual aesthetic. Guide Vivian the Vagrant through vibrant and dynamic landscapes while hacking and slashing a path from a quiet coastal village through the mysterious forest, haunted castles, and wrecked battlegrounds. When the endless barrage of enemies have been vanquished, what solace will be left for our hero? The game was priced at $3.99 on Steam, so probably going to come at a very palatable price point. It is a shorter game, of course, but very positive reception on Steam. 6,500 reviews, and 90% of those reviews are positive. The Vagrant will be hitting PS4 and PS5 on November 30th. Next up, we have a former Xbox and PC exclusive now coming to PS4 and PS5. That is Sable. Sable is touted to be a coming-of-age, a tale of discovery through exploration across a strikingly rendered open-world desert. Go on a deeply personal journey across an alien planet as the young Sable exploring ancient monuments, ruined architecture, and ships fallen from the cosmos. Right away, when I look at this game, I do get some Journey vibes from it. Journey from that game company. Definitely has its own spin on it as well. It will be coming to PS4 and PS5 on Tuesday, November 29th. And lastly, do you want to know another Square Enix JRPG, Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered? The original Romancing Saga Minstrel Song included many of the Saga series' trademark elements such as the glimmer and combo mechanics, and was considered to be the epitome of the series when it first released. And now you have an upgraded version of the game and makes it a highly recommended title for both fans of the original and newcomers to the Saga series. Definitely a lower key Square Enix JRPG release, but they're going to be pretty busy come December as far as dropping JRPG, so Romancing Saga will be dropping on Thursday, December 1st. And that is going to do it for me. Again, pretty notable week of new game releases. Man, you look at the top titles this week: Callisto Protocol, Need for Speed Unbound, Marvel Midnight Sun. That's a pretty big trio of games all dropping this week. And then you want to also talk about free-to-play games and Gundam Evolution. You got some lower key titles like a Soccer Story and Sword of the Vagrant as well. Sable's pretty notable. A lot of pretty notable stuff dropping this week, and something for everyone. I know a lot of you guys spent a lot of money during Black Friday and whatnot, but if you do want to pick up some of this stuff this week, feel free. If not, add them to the wish list. Maybe pick them up when they do ultimately go on sale. And that's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.